Rising Great Awakened Ones, QV here. It is May 25th, 2021. It's in the morning here in South Florida, and I'm going to do my best to speak because the energy that I was hit with at sunrise was so intense. I was in bed that I literally got crispied. I got fried crispy. Um, and the roof of my mouth feels like I took a hot ball of mozzarella cheese that was bubbling and percolating and put it in my mouth and held it there. That's what my mouth feels like right now. The roof of my mouth is very swollen, and it's sloughing. That and my tongue is burnt, feels burnt also, um, because I was hit with an X class flare at 6 a.m. right off the sun. It looked like a tornado on the sun, and it's headed straight towards Earth. So that was at 6 a.m. on the dot Eastern Standard Time, May 25th, 2021. So I'm just saying that for the record. So it's X class flare that hit us. It was like a tornado, whoosh, and it came right from like the center of the sun. So what I did to help my mouth was I took a little cup of children's Benadryl, liquid Benadryl, and I sloshed it around my mouth and held it in my mouth, because that's what we do for burn victims. We give them Benadryl for the itching, the burning, and the scratching. So that's what I did to help my mouth. And then I had 2 ice pops. The swelling is down a little bit, but it still feels burnt. It burnt inside my mouth. That is, if you're really getting in these energies, you're going to get that. Of course, not everybody. Everybody's built different, and is used for different things as light workers, but it got me good because I'm very connected to Solaris, our sun. I'm very connected to the planetary beings, as in the sun, the earth, all the different planets, and and even the asteroids, certain ones, they're planetary beings. They're alive. They're inorganic, but they're alive. Just like crystals are inorganic and are alive, they're alive and inorganic. So pardon me on that. And yes, I know I could have tried aloe vera, but I can't stand the taste of it. So I had to do that. I just needed such quick relief. It's awful. I gotta tell you that. And that's part of it. I know I talk about the weight gain because it bugs me so much. But yesterday, Jupiter made it very clear to me about trying to lose weight, which is why I got singed this morning. Hard lesson to learn. I've been really trying hard because out of the blue in a 2-day period, I put on 5 pounds, and I could not understand why the heck did I put on freaking 5 pounds out of the blue. It upset me so hard. So I've been like really trying my best to lose it. And I was going out yesterday, I had on a ring, and this ring is really big, so I wear it on my fattest finger. And even on my fattest finger, it's pretty loose. But I love this ring. It's from Africa. And I noticed I felt my finger swelling while I'm driving. I'm like, why is my finger swelling? Then the ring got tight. So I took it off. I put it on my next biggest finger. And then it started swelling up again. I was like, what is going on? I literally watched my hand swelling. And then Jupiter said that I am being filled with the plasma light energy coming in. It's expanding my cells, which is why I'm expanding and becoming heavier, because it's very dense energy coming in right now. So I was like, oh. So I had to put it on my little finger. Mind you, this is a ring I wear on my thumb. Okay? That's how bad the swelling got. But then it went down after a bit, so I was able to put it on a finger again. It was to teach me a lesson, to show me. So yeah, be careful trying to lose weight during this time, especially if you're one of the ones who are gaining. And you're not gaining because you're eating the wrong things and not exercising and stuff like that, because God knows I still work out. I ride my bike everywhere. I hardly use my car, or I ride my bike or I rollerblade. If it's anything 3 miles or less, I'm riding my bike or skating there. I skate with grocery bags because I've been doing it for so long. I don't care. So yeah, be careful of that. Even my lips feel burnt, singed. Everything's burnt and singed. So, and I don't have much control of my fingers. I was trying to type stuff up and I just can't right now. I literally cannot. My vision is clear, which is surprising. I'm surprised it's not going in and out, but I literally am having a difficult time controlling my fingers and typing. Alrighty, and the crazy back pain is still going on, but the day before, yeah, it was yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday morning, like at 11:30 or something. I was hit with the strangest of back pains right in the small of my back. And it was just like, it took my breath away. Let's put it that way. Literally took my breath away. It lasted 15 minutes and then disappeared. As quick as it came on, that's as quick as it disappeared. And that's all part of the energies coming in right now. Let me get to this. So I'm going to do my best here to stay focused. And I have to, I'm sure a lot of people, complain, oh my God, this chick, she's never with her videos suck, blah, blah, she's all over the place. But you have to understand, I have to put these out while all of this information, the minute I finish processing it, I have to put it out. I don't have time to sit there and make it perfect. It's just, it has to flow out. Okay. And I'm just like punch drunk afterwards, literally punch drunk. So we're going to go right here. We'll start off with what's going on out there. As you can see, we're really low down here. Okay. Our electromagnetic field of the earth is really low. So we're going to, when this comes in, it's going to jump up super high. We had a series of really large CMEs. All right. This is NOAA. This is, solaring.com. Okay. This, I always go here. You guys should recognize it. So we actually have a group of CMEs coming through, and it was like 4 in a row. Okay. So we're getting hit today and then tomorrow with the real large one, which is this. But what I was shown and told when I saw that tornado coming out of the sun is that it's a more direct hit than what they're showing here. I was told NASA, never a straight answer, is skewing things so we won't know what's going on. And another part of what's being skewed is this, okay? This is LASCO, SOHO, LASCO C2, okay? And we have stereo A, blah, this is, so the satellites, what you're seeing here is called an occulter, okay? And it's supposed to block the sun so we'll be able to see the corona better. And this is the actual sun right here. But I was told telepathically by the divine that this is not necessary. What they're really doing is blocking off the sun so we can't see the sun and how the sun has changed. The sun has gone and is going through micronova. And this is actually something I learned back in college when I was taking all this different type of stuff, these classes, the astronomy, this, God, I'm sorry. I'm just like feeling out of it. Astrology and taking, and I did take some, oh, that's the sun diver right there. That's a huge asteroid that dove into the sun. So when I was taking these classes, astronomy, astrology, and I was also taking astrophysics too. I took that for a year. I started taking physics in high school. By the time I was in 10th grade, I was taking college physics. Only chick in it, only minority in it. It was very interesting. No, there was a black boy and a couple of Hispanic boys in that class, but no one wanted to be my partner because I was the only girl. It was sad. I cried during lab. Any which ways. Yeah, and I took all those other classes. So that's why, I know this nerd stuff. I'm not an expert, not by the least, but at least I could read the things. And now I know why I took all those strange classes, because I needed that connection, that understanding, so I could be here now and share this information. So I was told this occulter is really not necessary, and they're just trying to cover up what has been going on with the sun. And of course, it's all connected to what we're going through, the Great Awakening and the Ascension. Okay, so here is the Schumann. Now, when I tried for 15 minutes to get on Disclosure News, but it was coming up error message, so their server was down or something. But I finally got it up, and you could see the Schumann is looking cray cray. Hit 103. It's about to go off the charts if they're even going to show it. Okay. Now, what happened? What singed me? And back to this. Okay, I was like, is it not going to come up? Because I had the same issue with this. It wasn't coming up. I was told Earth is going to experience its first X-class flare in a long time. And this is the energy coming in for the 26th, which is tomorrow, which is the full moon lunar eclipse, full supermoon lunar eclipse. Okay, that's what's coming up tomorrow in Sagittarius. And it's also known as the flower moon. And Lord Ganesh had come to me a few days ago, and he came in the flower of life, and he unfolded the flower of life to me, and he said, are you ready to have the flower of life unfold within you? And I was like, huh? This is during my meditation? I was like, yes. And he unfolded the flower of life within me. And it, like, I was in it, around it. It was around me. It was like being in Jello, which I have a great Jello analogy that Divine showed me to explain all this stuff we're going through. I was like, oh, it's like I'm like in Jello, literally a Jello flower of life. That's what it was like. So that is what this energy is ushering in. And I was told it's the first of many X flares that are going to be coming in. And yes, it's going to cause a lot of disturbance. It's the sign of the time. It's the sun going from the fifth sun to the sixth sun, according to the Aztecs. Oh, I got to talk about that later. According to the Aztecs. So it's the dawning of the new age. Okay. And it has to do, the sun's, let me read this. Oh, yeah. Let me touch on this. Now, a lot of you heard about what's going on here. This huge rocket falling to Earth. Okay. That was 17 days ago. This article is written by space.com. It's a huge rocket falling from Earth. Okay. And it's from a country that has the same name as this female wrestler who's no longer with us. May he, she rest in peace. All right. So I'm doing my best not to say certain things because I'm being hit hard. Like I said, even my blog is being hit now. And when I used a different way to log on to my blog to put the information that I put in the other day, the temperance meditation, I went in to go to my other email that I used to get there, which is an email I don't use. I keep very on the down low. And that email, I received a message when I tried to log in saying, you're not able to access this email. Your account has been suspended, blah, blah. Yeah. So it took me a while to get back into that email. So for suspicious activity. So they got me immediately. All right. So I'm being watched hard. What else is new? Any which ways. So this rocket that was falling to Earth, I was shown is one of for that country with the same name as that female wrestler who passed away, that rocket was being used to direct harmful rays towards Earth to do certain things, to do some very naughty things, and to also mess with the weather. And how these satellites work, it's not necessarily, it's not a rocket, it's actually satellite. How they work is that they harness the energy coming in from the sun, other energies coming from space, but especially it coming in from the sun. And it's used, I know I did a video a while ago, like 2019, and I drew the coils on how it works and everything. I drew the inner workings of the rockets. I don't know which video that is or if it's even still up. Honestly, don't know. So yeah, so they harness that energy and it's directed wherever they want to direct it to do what they want to do. Okay, so that's what came out of the sky thanks to Space Force. Thank you, Space Force. They knocked that thing out. All right. So there's not much up there that they're using. There's some closer down in the atmosphere. But what they have down here that they are going to try to fire up, they've been firing up to harness in these X flare CMEs coming up, the energies, is CERNA. Okay. And it serves a dual purpose. This is what you have to understand. With the dark and the light, the dark is using it, the energy coming in, the dark is going to harness it, and they're going to try to use it for as much disruption as possible. The light harnesses it to use it, and we're the ones, not every light worker, of course, is on that assignment, but the light workers, we're the ones anchoring in those energies for the good. Okay? For ascension, for awakening. So that's the way it's working both ways. All right. And we could try to stop the dark, but you have to understand that's also part of the divine plan, because without the disruptions, we're not going to have the threshing floor. People's souls who are still asleep will not be tried. And then we're not going to get to the point of weeding out with the threshing floor, and then a great weeding out to the final thing, the final outcome with sorry, I'm starting to get weird again. With the after the threshing floor, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry guys, I just totally went blank because of what's going through me like freaking electricity. Oh gosh, and the ringing in my ears is switching around again. Well, you have the tribulation. Yes, the tribulations. Then we go into the tribulations. Okay, so let's start with the Mayan thing. Okay, so we spoke about the rockets. We close this stuff down. We talked about the Schumann and what they're going to do, what's going here. I'm just going to close down what I'm not using right now. All right, so we're going into the age of the sixth sun. All right. This is a book. This guy wrote it. He did extensive research on it. So I'm actually going to purchase this book. I saw it available on Amazon. Now my vision is starting to get crazy and oy, oy, oy. All right, guys, I'm going to do my best here. In 2011 is when, you got to laugh at the name. I'm sorry. His name is Sergio Magana. Yana. I just saw the MAGA part. I was like, very interesting, Sergio Magana. I wonder, makes me wonder, to be honest with you. So in 2011, he published a book called 2012 to 2021, The Dawn of the Sixth Sun. Okay. And it's talking about the Aztec wisdom, tradition, and their prophecy of these times and the date. And just like the Mayans talked about December 2012, 21, December 21, 2012, it's the same thing with the Mayans, and May 26, 2021. Okay. I'll read you a little bit here. Okay. But I'm going to give you a brief synopsis also of what the divine showed me and what I gleaned, but mostly what the divine showed me about this time. think of December 21, 2012. That triggered that triggered the real ascension. That's the way it was shown to me. It triggered the ascension, the beginning of the ascension. And that I had to prepare for that day. So my triggering, because it's still 2021, those energies were still, that's when those big energies started, was September 21st, 2021. So I was given those few months to prepare for that time. And if you go to my blog, divineyoungsouls.blogspot.com, it'll be in the description along with other links too. I woke up, it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was like the curtains of 3D were completely ripped out. I used to joke whenever my ex or my daughter would say, go to hell, I'd be like, or anybody else, I'd be arguing with them, oh, go to hell. I'd be like, joke's on you. I'm in hell and you're here with me, because that's how 3D Earth always felt to me all my life. So I always felt like that. But it's one thing joking and feeling that way. It's one thing actually seeing and knowing it. So the veil, I literally woke up with the veil. Like I woke up like, and then looked around and just saw Earth completely differently. So much so, it freaked me out so bad. I said, I have to get out of here. Because at that same time, I realized fully, even though I had clues, always knew I was different, always knew I was special because of my skills, but then realizing I'm a starseed and how different I really am freaked me out. Well, I was like, okay, I'm out of here. Literally, I live by the beach, as you guys know. I was going to go to the dock, which is right across from me, the bridge and the dock. I was going to jump off of it. I kid you not. I was like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here now. Never mind, my kids were asleep in their room. Get me the frick out of here. And then I heard, go back to bed, go back to bed. And I was like, who the heck is saying that? And that's when the apparition of Lakshmi appeared before me, who's part of my oversoul, who's one of my divine aspects. And I didn't know who a Lakshmi or what a Lakshmi was. And I was like, holy mother of God. So that is when my journey really started. That's September 21, 2012. Now, imagine that. And I know a lot of you had very rude awakenings as light workers when you realize where you were and who you were. Okay? That was the jolt I received. I was told, take that, what you felt, apply it to May 26, 2021. Apply it to the people who are still asleep. That's what they're going to get. That is what this point is going to trigger. Because with the sixth sun, it's starting the annihilation of all the darkness, all the veils. You can't hide from it. You can't run from it. This is it. So we've been marinating in the truth for a while, but this is the time for the normies. And there are some light workers who are still stragglers, some who fell. There are many light workers who fell into the lie, into the fear. They're going to get their rude awakening also. It won't be as harsh as somebody who's completely asleep. But this also marks the beginning, the 26th, it is May 26, 2012, the beginning of the Armageddon, which is the revealing, the great revealing. All right. So that is what it marks. So that's the comparison. That's how it works. The flow with 2012 to 2021. And notice it's the inverse of it. You have 2012 and then 2021. Okay. And the transformation period from the fifth sun to the sixth sun started in 91. It's a 30-year process. So 91 is when the transformation of the fifth sun started into this new sun, into the sixth sun. Now, think about what's going on, how they hide the sun and stuff like that. People saying that there's, there's a big shield over the sun hiding it. They sure are. Once in a while you get a glimpse of the real. That's why they could try to hide it. They're hiding all the micronova stuff going on, especially from people who watch it. That's why they have that occulter up and everything. They don't want anybody to see what's really, really going on over there. And if anyone was born before that time, Generation Xers, that is, the sun was yellow. You grew up with a yellow sun. The sun's white now, and it's not just the shield that's got. They don't use that everywhere. They only use it at certain times, by the way. They don't have that sun blocking thing all the time. And a lot of the spraying also, the fake clouds, that's part of blocking the sun also, because they don't want us to see what's going on with the sun. And they're trying to block the energies and deflect the energies, deflect it off of here, off of Earth, to stop ascension, to stop the energies from coming in. So the sun is white right now. It's white. And all that is talked about in the Aztec prophecies for the sixth sun. Okay. Oh my God, my mouth is starting to hurt real bad again. It's starting to hurt. I'm going to do my best here. Okay. Let me see where I can go. Okay, this is a good explanation. At the end of 2012, many people felt somehow disappointed because neither a global catastrophe nor the spiritual rebirth of humanity had taken place on December 21st. But in the teachings I received from the custodians of the Aztec and Toltec tradition, the transition from one time cycle to another wasn't tied to a particular date, because it's about divine order and divine flow. So the dates aren't really that important. It's about divine order and divine flow, but was more an organic process. Nature herself illustrates this process every day. At dawn, darkness prevails. Then little by little, light starts breaking through until night turns to day. According to the Toltec and Aztec wisdom, one time cycle gives way to another in exactly the same way. It's like I've been saying, like a lot of people have been saying, it's about the transition, and the transition of the suns from the 5th to the 6th is a 30-year cycle, 91 to 21. Metaphorically speaking, this refers to the fact that during the day when we are awake, the physical eyes are open and we are looking outward into the light. Looking outward is one of the main features of the 5th sun. The day sun is the day sun is also the 5th sun. Okay, that's what they call the 5th sun, the day sun. The day sun is all about to finish. During it, we have looked outwards to find God, healing, and satisfaction. There has been a need to conquer territories, to be seen, to succeed. We have sought happiness through the acquisition of, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time talking because of my mouth, external things, and through achievements in the outer world. For this reason, this kind of sun is favorable for organized religions, war, finding happiness through others, our surroundings, travel, exploration, and so on, as history has confirmed over the last few thousand years. Now, since I am working with the finer energies of the universe represented by the archetypes of the tarot, those who are on Patreon who I shared this information with will know what I'm talking about. The tarot, the person they were channeled through was channeling these very fine universal divine energies. I know some people think tarot's evil, but it's within the hand of the person, just like fire. Okay? Fire gives life, does it not? Water. It's just like the elements. They're neutral energies. And it either could be creative or destructive depending on the hands of the beholder. Okay? So no, it is not evil. These are actual finer energies. You're not going to know what I'm talking about. It will not resonate unless you're at that level where you understand that, because the majority of people you see, the tarot readers and stuff like that, it's not about reading fortunes. It's reading those energies operating within your life. You get what I'm saying? You're gauging these energies. The reason why readings could change and stuff like that is because the energies can change due to free will. It's the energies that are operating in your life at that moment. So you can actually tap into these finer energies to manifest things, which is what I've been going through. And, I threw a few to my Patreons to get us through these times. And I did for the general public. I was told to use temperance, which I totally did not remember was for Sagittarius until somebody said it. So yes, it represents the Sagittarian energy too, which is what this full moon, this full flower super moon eclipse is all about. So the finer energies of the tarot that correspond to the fifth sun are these right here: the Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. Look at this. Go to biddy.com. That's where that's why I was guided to. That's the major place for me to go and get interpretations. I was told she is the closest to the original. Okay. So if you could see the Five of Wands, it's about fighting, arguing within. It could be within yourself also, disagreements. And then the Five of Cups is about grief and loss. But look at this. You're grieving and losing over things that you see before you, but the things behind you, which you really have, you're not paying attention to. So it's focusing on that. And then the Five of Swords, as you could see, this person, it's a really hectic card, horrible fighting. Somebody walks away the winner, quote unquote, but no one's really the winner in this. All right. Everybody's suffering from this. It comes to not a nice end. So it's horrible fighting where somebody walks away is the victor, but not everyone's actually the loser in it. And then you have the Five of Pentacles, which is the Dark Night of the Soul card. Isolation, poverty. This is what we're going through right now. This entire thing describes this area, this era. We're going through all this. This just represents the financial and the physical part going on right now, which we know about. Okay. But, oh yeah. And what rules over it? Who rules over the fives? The Hierophant rules over the five. The Hierophant came to me in a different manner for creation purposes. But in this purpose, remember, these are neutral energies. It depends on who's the beholder of it. Okay. The Hierophant energy in this aspect is ruling over these things, right? Turmoil and change. Control is all about control. It's all about hierarchy. That's how the Dark One's using this energy, about its control and hierarchy. Religion. All right. Now the higher end of it, to use this energy, the Hierophant energy, is for learning how to master the universal divine energies of creation. That's what the keys represent. The keys are everything. All right. So that is the fifth sun. Now he talks about the sixth sun. That is the synopsis of the fifth sun. On the other hand, when we close our eyes, we can only look inside, into darkness, into our unconscious, which is now in the Talic tradition as our underworlds, the subconscious, the places where our dreams create our experience in the waking world. You have to go within. As it is within, so it is without. There we see the forces that we are unable to see in daylight, but which rule everything that exists. Therefore, dark or night suns, such as the sixth sun that we are about to enter, are more spiritual suns, where satisfaction comes from getting to know our inner self as well as from creating our own reality from the inside. Okay, now what could the universal divine energies to describe the sixth sun is right here. You have the victory card. Well, not victory card. Well, that's what I call it. The Six of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the higher energy that rules over the six is the Lovers. Okay. The Six of Wands is about victory, reaching your highest heights, manifesting your highest and best. The Six of Swords, if you see the full card, you're going from very turbulent times into smoother times. Your mind is calming down. You're able to see clearly. You're going from the harsh times to the smoother times, okay? The Six of Cups is about being a child again, being in you again, relationships and love. I'm sorry, my mouth is acting up again. You could read more into it, guys. I'm trying not to talk too much right now. Six of Pentacles is about sharing, coming together in community and sharing your gifts and everything else. All right. It's a balance, also a balance of power. It's a balance of power too. And the Lover's card is about choices, making the divine right choice, that is, making the higher choice. Okay. Again, you could go to biddy.com and read more into this. I'm doing my best to go as far as I can. Okay. Let me try to read a little bit more from this guy. The beginning of the shift from one sun to another is always marked by an eclipse. The beginning of this shift was marked by the full solar eclipse that was seen on July 11th, 1991. Okay, so that's when the sun started shifting from the fifth sun to the sixth sun, to the new sun cycle, okay? So in 1991, if you guys remember, I remember that eclipse in 1991. It was a huge deal. Excuse me. According to the Aztec and Toltec count, during the first 20 and a half years of this transition, we would witness external developments leading to the establishment of a different reality. And it is undeniable that the technological breakthroughs we have experienced during these years have led to the development of a virtual reality undreamed of back then. Moreover, people have used the new technology to seek spiritual answers far beyond those offered by the established patriarchal religions and spiritual knowledge and practices that have spread throughout the world. Again, the Hierophant card. I'm not going to keep reading. I'm sorry. So we're going to the point where we're looking outward towards them to manifest, to looking inwards towards us, where we are the masters. We're the little G's. Okay? So again, we're here, 2021. Okay. The last 9 years of the transition would bring a real inner challenge, according to the prophecies, because everything that had been hidden would come to light, which is what the Armageddon's all about. We can see this starting to happen now with revelations about politics, religion, and pedophilia. Furthermore, humanity would then be facing its underworlds. So humanity in a whole And who's ever willing to go through the threshing floor and the tribulations, it's time for their dark night of the soul. But because they didn't go through it, they didn't start going through it in 2012 or even before that, they're going to have to experience it really harsh. This is like hard knocks. But like I said in my other videos, my past 4 videos, Archangel Uriel and Archangel Jermiel, they're the angels for this time. They're here ruling over this entire process. Like they said in Ezra book 2, chapter 13, it is better to be here and give it a try, make it through the threshing floor and the tribulations, give it a try so you can hit your ascension level, than it is to leave and go off with the 5th sun, go off with the 3D earth. Because then you're just starting the process all over again. Okay? And furthermore, humanity will then be facing its underworlds, its collective unconscious, and all the unresolved issues stored there, particularly in the years 2020 to 2021, which would be the most challenging ones. You could say that, but what I've been saying, what I was shown, like it said in the book of Ezra, starting June, which we're almost there, June 2021 to the end of December 2021, it's like a light threshing floor. Let's put it that way. The threshing floor is opening in June because it's a year and a half to, excuse me, to pass through those narrow straits that Archangel Jermiel and Uriel are talking about in the book of Ezra, chapter 13. Go back and watch that video. The PDF is there also. Print it out and read it. And try to put all this together. So to pass through that eye of the needle, it's the process is a year and a half, all right, for a certain group of people to go through the threshing floor. And then from January 2023 to the end of 2025, that is the tribulation time, okay? And also within that time, if you're a light worker who did not fall, that first year and a half, you are building your heaven on earth, your bubble. So as those who are passing through the threshing floor make it, they come join you in your little heaven on earth. And then from 2023, January 2023 to the end of 2025, that is when those pockets of heaven, we start bringing them together, okay, to form small clusters. But that time also will be the time of the tribulation. That is when the major earth changes are going to come. So wherever we're migrating to form our pockets of heaven, those are the safe zones, all right? And if you are the lead, the head of your bloodline, and you will know, doesn't even matter if you're a teenager, you will know if you're the head of your bloodline because everybody follows you wherever you go, whether they want to or not. Like when I left New York City, everyone in my family was against me, including threatening to side with my ex-husband and saying that they're going to testify against me so he could get custody of the kids so they could stay in New York. So I would not leave and go move to Atlanta. But I did it anyway, and I won my case in 30 minutes without a lawyer because nothing was going to hold me back. They said they were never going to leave. The Big Apple, like my mom said. The Big Apple fed me. I'm never leaving the Big Apple. Come her retirement, when she found out that her land tax was not going to go down like she thought, which she was, New York taxes are crazy. For a freaking 10 by 10 like backyard, she was paying $15,000 a year in taxes, okay? She found out I was going from 15 to 12,000. Well, the Big Apple got rotten on her ass. And I said, what happened? The Big Apple went rotten? So she ended up leaving, and then my older sister left, and the rest, a large portion of my family all came down to Atlanta also. They all followed me there, and then I was told I could leave them there, and at that point, so did my ex even. And then I was guided to come down here, my final place. But it's like I took them out of New York so they could be in a safer spot. And now certain things are going to happen during 2022 that's going to make a smaller group of my family, my sister and her kids actually, come down here to South Florida also to be in my bubble, to be in my once I finish building my little heaven on earth, they're going to join in. And same thing for my BFF in New York. She's in New York and she's like, I don't want to teach anymore. I feel like I really want to come down where you are. And she was scared because she's like, my family's never going to leave New York. And the minute she mentioned it, her older sister was talking about the exact same town where I want to go, where she wants to go. And her mind was blown. And so did her other friends. Like, oh yeah, guess where I just visited? She's like, what? So she's like, holy crap, everything's falling into place. I'm like, yeah, everything's falling into place. So that's how it will look when you're the head of the family. You move, they follow. You could already be where you're supposed to be. You could already be where you're supposed to be. Okay, so don't get whacked out if you're not moving anywhere. So that's about the whole migration thing. And I gave the timeline. Please go back and watch the other 2 videos with the years of transition. Let me jump over here to this guy. Let me close these since I already explained them to you. Yeah, this person right here. Wake Up Call. Okay, it's a blog, pathos.com. All right, that's the blog. And I was like, wow, these are the key years, the key points, okay, the key timelines. And I know they say timeline, the time doesn't matter. The dates aren't really what's important. It's the divine flow. But you know what? It's just going to show that we're on schedule. Even though we got knocked off with the whole Koof thing, it knocked us off because the Alliance didn't expect it to work as well on the humans as it did as a mind control thing. So, but it's a little delayed, but we're still on time. We're still on time. All right. So this actually coincides with what I've been saying. 2012 to 2020 to 5/26/2021, humanity has gone through and is continuing to go through its underworlds or periods of darkness, facing many unresolved problems. So this is the dark night of the soul. This is the threshing floor. Well, to 2021. Okay, let me take that back. We're starting the threshing floor in June. Let's put it that way. This is 5/26/2021 is bringing in the energies. 2012 to 2021, that is the awakening of all of the light workers. I should say, excuse me. That is the awakening of all the light workers. But again, there's some light workers that fell into the fear. They're going to have to go through it with the normies. That's all I have to say. This is our completion time. The energy coming in, these X flares, these are the energies for us to completely be in that 5D realm, be in that 5D, to build the pockets of heaven. Okay? Then I have another great analogy I was shown by my by the divine about this. 5/26/2021 to 2026. When you see 2026 here, it's like December 31st, 2025. Like I said at the end, I was shown directly. This is like January 1st, 2026. You know, it's working like that. Humanity will begin to eclipse the dark period. They're saying overcoming the obstacles. This is the threshing floor by moving from an outer force to inner one, and by working on personal growth. Personal growth. This is the threshing floor. It sounds so quote unquote harmless and easy here, right? Oh, you're just working out. No, it's the threshing floor. It is the school of hard knocks. This is the video that triggered me actually. This was shared to me by Miss Embracing Light, my number 2, L. And I'll put the link in the description. He's an artist, as you can see, but he talks about this basically. And he says what you can do about it, more what you could do about it for those who still need this. Because from the emails I'm getting, yeah, there's a lot of people who think they're totally awake and ascended, and they're not. They're really not. They need a bit of more threshing, and they're going to have to go to the threshing floor. So it's going to be a bit harsher for them because it's like an accelerated process. Instead of going from 2012 to 2021 to do that entire process, they're going to go through it in a matter of months, the 6-month period from June to the end of December. That's the period they're going to go through, okay, along with whoever else, because there's some normies who are more awakened and further along the ascension than some light workers. Some light workers fell really far down, really, really far down. They got lost. They forgot a lot. That's basically it. Okay. So I'll put that link in the description below. I just wanted to show the dates right there. 526, that again, that's the portal opening. That's the energies coming in, the first X flares. Even if you see that they're going to say C flares tomorrow, I was told it's still X flare. Let's see if they actually admit that it's an X flare. But we're going to have a lot of these X flares, especially during the eclipses that are going to be coming in because of the portals, and the dark ones are going to try to harness those energies to, cause a lot of destruction, because they rather take everybody out than be taken in alive. Let's put it that way. They rather take the world out. So let me see. You could read the rest of what he wrote here on his blogs. So during this time, it's a lot of the illusions coming down, as you could see. As I mentioned, a lot of the illusions coming down. Here's another one. I really like the way she put it about the massive shift. I'll put her link in the description also. I don't want to play it here because I want to give her the credit. She's a small channel, and let's give credit where credit is due. All right, now the other analogy I was shown is the Jello analogy on what's going to happen. So I give you guys a really good visual. Like you have a mold of Jello, right? The Jello's fully formed Jello. It's not liquidy Jello. It's fully formed Jello. If you stick a spoon in the Jello, even your finger, stick a spoon in the Jello, and you pull it back out, you won't have Jello on the spoon, right? You'd have to scoop out the Jello. But if you just pull it back out, you don't have anything, especially if the Jello is already fully formed. Nothing's on your finger. The spoon is clean. Okay, there's no Jello on it. Take that same Jello mold, and it's fully formed, but if you touch, if you press hard enough, you leave an impression on the Jello mold. Your fingerprints. I've done that so many times and got hit so many times for it, but it was fun. You can see your fingerprints on the Jello if you press really hard. That is us who are in 5D operating in this energy, in this transitional energy. We are that spoon that's inside of the Jello. Okay? We're not being affected. The Jello is not sticking to us. But like, try to spin the spoon around in the Jello, and even your finger. You can make a nice mess inside that Jello. Could you not? Or if you have fruit inside of a Jello mold, you see how the fruit is fine? The fruit is not getting destroyed in the Jello mold, right? The fruit is maintaining its integrity completely within the Jello. That is us working in this time. We are maintaining our integrity. We're maintaining our membranes. Our barriers is not changing. Ooh, this is so cool. We're not changing the Jello mold that's around us. I mean, the Jello mold that's around us is not changing us in any way whatsoever, because you could pluck out a strawberry that you put in a Jello mold, right? After the Jello's formed around it, and all you gotta do is take it off, and the strawberry's fine. The same way you stick a spoon inside or your finger inside a Jello mold that's formed already, and pull it out, no residue, no nothing, you're fine. But look at the Jello. The Jello's changed. You have changed the Jello. If you pull the fruit out, like a big strawberry that you stuck inside a Jello mold, you pull it out, the strawberry's fine. It's whole. It's complete. But the Jello mold itself has that imprint of that strawberry in it, and plus it totally disrupted the surrounding areas where the strawberry was. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So us being in that jello, we're maintaining our integrity, but we're changing everything around us. We're totally disrupting that jello. Get it? How cool is that analogy? I hope you guys got it. Any which ways, I need to go put some more ice in my mouth because it really hurts right now. Yeah, so I guess that's it for now. So yeah, let's hang in there, guys. We're in for it, and I'm very curious to see what's up for me this week because I'm in such a crossover point. I can't even mention it right now. I have so much hanging over me, and it's like I'm waiting to see which shoe drops first. Let's put it that way. So I'm not responding. If I respond to your emails, please don't write me humongous letters. I can't read them, and because I have to focus on me right now. Like I mentioned, that's why the comments are going to be off here. I do talk a lot, I'll do my little live chat there, but that's it. And yes, my Patreon's gone, and also my whatchamacallit's gone also. My website's gone too, because I can't do any of that stuff right now. None of it. Some light workers still can. So you can go find counseling out there. But as for me, I can't do that. Okay? I cannot do that right now. This is what I could do, is channel these messages from Uriel and Jermael to you guys. And that's what I'm doing. All right? So namaste, much love. And yeah, you got this. All right? Congratulations. Bye.